Hello. Greetings. How's it going? I hope everybody's having a great and fantastic afternoon. So, I just wanted to come on and say that as we go through and we really gear up into the mentorship and we lean into what is to serve people at the highest levels, right? How do we serve them? How do we show up to demonstrate that we ourselves have the capacity to do the things that the greats are doing, like Dean and Tony, like Pete Vargas, like Pedro, like the people that are serving and leaning into their communities to love on them the hardest, right? Those folks that we respect with the very foundation of who we are. Because in our time of need, they're there to serve us. How do we step up and do that for them? You know, that's the goal, is so that what we are taught, we can teach. And by our teaching, we can elevate others. So if you don't know me, hi, my name is Brian Levering. And I'm working on creating content and community and development for the people that I serve. And I wanted to come on and I wanted to go into some of the really great ways that this is working, because over this last week I was able to do a workshop and I had about 3 days notice of pulling it together, sourcing the materials, figuring out the arrangements of the materials, and then getting engagement on it. So there were about 20,000 people between all the groups that I posted this to on Facebook and the fringy men's occult community, right? In order to be able to test this mechanic to see if it works. And the thing that I found is that those groups that we love on, those groups that we serve, those groups that we are in, that see our face and hear our voices, those are the groups that we are attached to most. Those are the people we attach to most, so therefore we have the most trust and credibility with them. The people that have spent hours with us, even if they don't realize it, because of a 5-minute video or a 10-minute video or whatever it is, those are the kinds of places in the relationships where we're able to take on what we do and how we do it, and really be able to get into the nuts and bolts of service, right? So that those folks, of the 20,000 that could see the message, only 2 actually showed up to the event. Both of them absolutely loved it. I managed to sell a book, and one wants a boot camp. So, like, that's fantastic. So there's going to be great, crazy building of boot camps and such now. But I wanted to give you guys the tips and the strategy that I used to test this out. So in other groups and other places where people in this community aren't, you go in and you find those things where you can actually answer questions. If you're trying to figure out your dot, you want to find a broken record conversation. You want to be able to hit like 10 or 15 groups a week with different stuff. So that way what you do is you go through and you provide solutions. You give out really good, viable content. You answer questions in text. You answer questions in lives. You answer questions through the relationship building that you're creating. So that way, as you create it, you're getting content. But the thing is, you don't do it all in one place. You don't do it all in one group. You drop it here, you drop it there, you seed it throughout the community. So that way, those folks that will resonate with you will then go check your profile or then reach out to you, or then they'll go out and they'll do these different things. So as you build out your marketing campaigns, as you build out the means by which you can connect your thing to the people who you want to serve, you have the means by which you can do so because you already know the broken record conversations. You already gave the solutions. You already filmed the videos. You already did all of that. And then you put it in Mastermind. And then you go back to the people who you've been serving and you say, hey, look, I've got all of these things. There's all of these structures. There's all of these mechanics and foundations that you can go watch so that you don't have to struggle with it on your own. So you play the ladder of creation. You develop one step on top of the other, one group here, one group there, one group here, one group there, and you build this engagement. And you can do it organically through answering questions, through getting into dialogue, through being of service to others without trying to collect a payday from it. You just do it. You just share. You can sell it later, but share the information, build the content, build your resources. Don't be so attached to, oh my God, I have to make the money today. Build the community today. The money will come. Build the resources tomorrow from what you built today. So what you do today, you can sell tomorrow. So how you serve today, you can share constantly. You can go back to those conversations. You can lean harder in. You can refine better those dialogues and those discussions. So as you go through and you make friends and as you give resources, you'll be able to see how people are interacting with your material. You'll be able to see how people are engaging with you. So that way, as you serve and as you create, you get to create specific relationships on purpose. You get to see how people are walking through your thing as they take it and make it their own. Seeing what other people do with what your information has been able to provide, and through that being able to provide better support so that nobody's left behind, so that the path of mentorship that you create, working them through your program, you're not just a coach, you're a mentor, right? And that's the difference between mentorship and coaching. Coaching is, I'm going to be there and I'm going to do the exact thing for that day, like what Raf is doing, what Zach is doing. Mentorship is doing it over a period, right? It's taking you by the hand and saying, let's walk together on this. It's what Zach and Raf and Dane and Tony do, right? It's they're taking you by the hand and saying, no, we're going to finish this. We're going to get your stuff done. So all the coaches out there that are trying to get you to do the 50 grand by Christmas or the, Bitcoin bullshit, whatever that is, right? Mentorship is a thing that you treasure because that creates community. Customers are one-time service. Clients are short-term. Apprentices, mentees are lifelong relationships. Those are cultivated. Those are what you can cultivate if you apply your broken record conversations, your method of service, your methodologies of going deep into a conversation with somebody, so that what you provide you can go deeper with, what you do you can serve better with, what you create you can share with others so that they can co-create, and by sharing it on their platform or sharing it on your platform, you can cross-promote. And by that cross-promotion, you have a deeper audience, you have a deeper means of service, so that way those folks that are trying to do something incredible with their message, with their voice, with their passion of service, they have the means and the technology and the resources by which they can do it because of the collaborative net that you built already through the process of your development, through the process of refining your message, through the methodology that you're doing. You have the means through which you can create and share, so that what you share in one group, you can put up into your mastermind, and then you can sell it to another group. What you give freely in one hand, you can sell with another. Because those that you give freely to have a different relationship with you than those who would come to you for service, come to you because they know that when they invest with you, that you're worth it. Because you gave and you showed and you demonstrated with the other. So both hands can uplift, and you can choose, and you can do it without strings, without being seedy, without being shady, without being salesy, without being pitchy. Because you build the community trust, you build the community relationships, so that way what you do is stays of service. So that way no matter what year comes in, what month goes out, the people that you serve are actually served. So you don't have to worry about them being left behind by your coaching program, them not finishing their course, them not doing the digital thing that you've created and spent so many hours to do because they needed it in their season. But that season passed because there was no support for them. There was no road. There was no foundation on which they could walk on. So by being able to explore your broken record conversations, by being able to post in multitudes of groups, doing it on the small stage before you do it on the big stage, building it, trusting it, cultivating the methods so that way what you do is viable and it's demonstrated time and time again. I hope this helps you folks, and I look forward to seeing the comments about how you guys apply what it is you're doing and how it is you're growing your audience, how it is you're growing your networks, how it is you're growing your communities, because together we can do some amazing stuff. When, we've already linked arms with Dean and Tony, with Zach and Raph and all the crew at Mastermind to create this wonderful program, right? They're already doing it for all of us. How are we going to do this for others? And so if you can go into those groups and you can find those broken record conversations that you can film in different conversations, different aspects, different ways to say the same kind of thing, so that your different thoughts are triggered, so that different actions are as a result of what you do, that path of mentorship opens up, that path of community is created, and your voice and your methods are trusted. Anyway, I hope this helps. Stay safe, y'all.